I am so glad you're here to figure out how to calculate molar mass. And molar mass is a really important concept in general chemistry in which you're trying to determine how much the mass of a substance is for 1 mole of that molecule. And remember that 1 mole is defined as 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd of that thing. That equals 1 mole. So for example, if we were talking about a water molecule, what that would mean is how much is the mass of 1 mole of a water molecule? Or in other words, what is the mass of water that's contained in 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of H2O? And this value for a mole, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, is known as Avogadro's number, or Na for short. So let's walk through how to calculate molar mass, and make sure you stick around to the end because I'll give you some practice problems to help for your next exam. When determining the molar mass for a molecule, you need to determine its chemical formula. Water, for example, contains 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, which we indicate as H with the subscript 2 to indicate that there are 2 hydrogens, and there is 1 atom of oxygen contained in a water molecule. And we take this molecular formula and break it down to figure out that there are 2 hydrogen atoms and there is 1 oxygen atom. And then from there, you grab a periodic table which lists the atomic mass of each of the elements on the periodic table underneath those elements. So for example, if you go to hydrogen, you see that it should say around 1 as its atomic mass unit. And then for oxygen, it should say somewhere around 16 as its atomic mass unit. So then the mass of each individual unit will help us calculate the molar mass because we need to account for how many of each atom there are. And remember, there were 2 hydrogens, each with an atomic mass of 1, and there was 1 oxygen with an atomic mass around 16. This means that the mass that comes from hydrogen is going to be 2 times 1, which is 2, and the mass that comes from oxygen is going to be around 16. And from here, you just take the sum of these 2 masses, which is going to give you a value of 18. And remember, the molar mass of a substance tells you how many grams of that substance there is in 1 mole of it. And therefore, the units of molar mass are always going to be grams per mole, which is abbreviated MOL. Let's try another example. In this case, we're looking at acetic acid, which is a CH3CO2H as its molecular formula. So we need to begin by counting how many atoms of each type there are. In acetic acid, we know that there are at least 3 hydrogens, and then we add 1 more, and that gives us a total of 4 hydrogen atoms per molecule of acetic acid. Then we can go to carbon and see that there are 2 carbons located in this molecule, and then there are also 2 oxygens. So we need to account for each of these atoms when we calculate the molar mass. And again, we go to our periodic table. We see that hydrogen has a mass of around 1 atomic mass unit, and we see that carbon has around 12 as its atomic mass unit, and then remember oxygen has 16. From here, we can do that multiplication and get 4 from hydrogen. We would get 24 atomic mass units from carbon and 32 coming from oxygen. And then from here, we just need to add these values up. 4 plus 24 is 28. 28 plus 32 is going to give us a total of 60. And remember, the units are grams per mole because there are 60 grams of acetic acid in 1 mole of acetic acid. Now I want you to try. Pause the video and see if you can calculate the molar mass for these 3 molecules, and then resume the video to check your answers. Remember, you'll need a periodic table. Now that you've had a chance to try these on your own, let's check your work. In the case of the first molecule, we have 6 atoms of carbon located in this molecule, and we have 12 hydrogen atoms, and then finally we have 6 oxygen atoms. On the periodic table, you would find that carbon is around 12 for its atomic mass units, hydrogen is around 1, and oxygen is around 16. So then 6 times 12 is 72. 12 times 1 is 12. And then finally, 6 times 16 is equal to 96. So then we just need to add those numbers up. 72 plus 12 is going to give us 84. And then 84 plus 96 gives us a total of 180 grams per mole for this first molecule. And don't forget your units of grams per mole, because I know a lot of professors are really sticklers for that and might take off on an exam. Next, we have sodium chloride, which is just table salt. And in this case, we have 1 atom of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine. According to my periodic table, sodium has an atomic mass of around 23 atomic mass units. And then chlorine has a value around 35.45 for its atomic mass units. This makes our math really simple because there are only one of each, so we just need to add these two together, in which case you would get 58.45 grams per mole for sodium chloride. And then finally, we have CO2, or carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas. In this case, we have 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen. Remember that carbon is around 12 atomic mass units, and then oxygen is around 16 atomic mass units. Finishing this multiplication gives us 12 and 32, and then adding 12 and 32 together give us a molar mass of 44 grams per mole. So remember, if you're struggling with calculating molar mass, it's simplest to break it down first into identifying how many atoms of each type there are, finding the numbers underneath them on the periodic table, that tells you the atomic mass unit, and multiplying how many of each types of those atoms by their atomic mass. And then finally, taking those values and taking the sum will give you the molar mass of a substance, and remember that that informs you as to how many grams of that molecule there would be in 1 mole of that molecule. If you check the description down below, you'll see that I have a ton of practice problems that I put together just to help you out. Comment down below if you have any questions related to chemistry, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on another video. I'll see you next time.